lead. I mean, you've been stonewalled since August. You're finally getting documents last week and this week that you've been asking for since August. We know, for example, when you look at the Hillary Clinton side of things, her IT manager, Brian Pagliano, initially said he never deleted anything to the FBI. He told the FBI, I didn't delete anything. Then apparently has an aha moment that says, oh, wait, yes, I did delete emails from Hillary Clinton after we know that those emails were actually recovered, and he gets immunity. So he gets immunity despite the fact that he lied to the FBI, deleted emails, and didn't tell anybody that there were these emails that existed.
Well, there were several immunity agreements in the Clinton email investigation, and that's actually what House Judiciary and Oversight are doing together. We're not looking at Russia. That's House Intel Committee. But Judiciary and Oversight are looking at all the things that led up to Russia and whether or not the FBI and the Department of Justice handled this like they would any other case. And, Maria, quite frankly, I think the DOJ and the FBI would admit to you that they did things in this case that they had never done in any other one. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean a sinister or nefarious motive. It could just mean this was a really unusual fact pattern. But it's not illegitimate for us to ask. And I have been, frankly, stunned at how little curiosity my Democrat colleagues and how little curiosity some elements of the mainstream media have.
Confidential information with the whole intention of getting it out to the New York Times and getting a special prosecutor in place.
And that is just one of many questions I would like to ask former Director Comey. When you wanted special counsel with President Trump, you leaked things to the media. How about when Loretta Lynch asked you to refer to it as a matter and not an investigation? How about the meeting on the tarmac? How about the real reason that you took this decision away from the Department of Justice and made it yourself in a really unprecedented press conference on July the 5th? You didn't leak that to the media, and you didn't ask for a special counsel or special prosecutor back in 2016. So I get that Jim Comey had to make a lot of hard decisions. He seemed to make them differently depending on who was in power, and that's just one of many questions I think members of Congress still have for the former director.
Will you ask these questions of the former director? What does it look like in terms of who you will be questioning in the months ahead?
Well, we had Andy McCabe for a long time. The last week we were there. Obviously, we want to talk to Special Agent Strzok. Obviously, we want to talk to Jim Baker, who was the general counsel for the FBI. And, of course, you want to talk to Jim Comey. My preference is to save the bigger witnesses for the end. We need to talk to everyone who was involved in the drafting of this exoneration memo in May of 2016. I mean, think about that for a second, Maria. You are drafting an exoneration memo before you have interviewed 24 witnesses and before you've interviewed the target of the investigation.
That's right.
I want to talk to Comey, but I want to talk to him towards the end.
Not only that, but Peter Strzok, when he was texting his girlfriend, Lisa Page, said that we need an insurance policy in place. Now, Congressman, we have been hearing bits and pieces of this so-called Russia probe, so-called collusion between Trump and the Russians with absolutely zero evidence. Is that the insurance policy? Was Peter Strzok basically saying to his mistress, look, we're just going to keep investigating Donald Trump should he win?
Boy, it surely reads that way, but the only way we're going to know that is to interview Lisa Page and Peter Strzok.